There comes a point where we as content creators can only say so much about how manifestation works, and there are only so many videos you can watch before it all just becomes redundant. This video is going to be all of the fundamentals of manifestation compiled so that everything you need to know on the subject will be here. Now, there's nothing wrong with watching manifestation content or having it broken down by the various creators online. However, I've noticed a dopamine trap of feeling like the answers that a person needs are perpetually out of grasp in the next video that they watch and the video after that, and so on and so forth. And it just becomes this never-ending cycle with no success, and a person is often feeling burnt out after falling into this dopamine trap, right? And I myself have fallen into this. That's why I'm speaking on it, because this is something I've experienced in my own journey. And I think a lot of people experience as well. The only thing you need is shameless knowing. Knowing with conviction that your desired outcome is imminent. Without attachment to the when, where, how, or why, without fearful thoughts overtaking you, just holding that knowing to be true and making decisions with that confidence in that knowing in your heart. It will by law be created in your experience. So how do we create this knowing? All of the different techniques that us creators talk about online, affirming, scripting, feeling it real, are just methods of reinforcing that knowing into your being, which, with enough persistence, will cement into fact. Your seemingly formless thoughts are hardened physically into 3D experiences with enough attention and belief over time. You can affirm by repeating I am statements on a regular basis, I am the head manager at my job, or I am in a fulfilling relationship with my dream person. Some people recommend running an I am statement over and over again in your mind while doing passive things like cleaning or doing the dishes, or you can listen to a tape that does it for you. Others recommend robotic affirming right before falling asleep or right after waking up. You can also write out your affirmations, which ties directly into scripting, writing down a desired outcome in a journal entry as if it's already happened. There's also the 3-6-9 technique and the 55-by-5 technique, where you take an affirmation and write it down repeatedly over the course of multiple days. The goal here, again, is to simply reinforce the knowing that your desired outcome is already created and will unfold on your life's timeline. The next essential step is letting go. And this is a very misunderstood aspect of manifestation. I would even say it's the most misunderstood part of manifestation. Letting go just means letting go of the obsessiveness or the need for something. It's all about embracing the power of indifference, feeling secure enough in yourself and your creation ability that you don't need to micromanage or worry. It means relaxing into the moment and trusting, even during times of intense pressure. Okay, and this is really where it becomes a discipline. You have to be able to hold that confidence and that knowing and that security, even when things get rocky. And letting go can be an instantaneous thing. There's been times where I've needed something in a 24-hour time frame and it caused me a lot of stress. But it was when I chose to accept my circumstances and relax into the trust and the knowing that I was going to make that 24-hour time frame work and momentarily place my focus on something else, that it manifested most swiftly. It's often when we forget about something that it comes to us. So find activities, find things that you enjoy doing that allow you to take your mind off of manifesting. So a successful conscious manifestation practice involves some sort of relaxation routine. You have to create a habit of chilling the F out, okay? Whether that's through quiet meditation, deep breathing, going to the gym, taking a walk in nature, creating art. You need to have an outlet for your stress, something that allows you to decompress and hones your focus. Because focus is another big one when it comes to what refines your manifestation ability. This can be tough in our era of existence because of the constant bombardment of digital content. Content that's designed to incite feelings like rage. It is a necessity to unplug every now and again from the chaos, and you can do this through taking social media breaks or just moderating your time consuming content. You can also moderate the type of content that you're consuming. You have to understand that manifestation is a byproduct of emotional impressions onto the nervous system. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's on your screen. It only knows your reactions. It operates and creates circumstances on the foundation of those reactions. You can cater your content consumption to be the external stimuli that helps in creating the experiences you want to have. And this is why I love platforms like Pinterest, because it does exactly this. And this is why a lot of creators talk about the mental diet. The mental diet is such a key component in what makes a person successful with manifestation. And this is kind of where manifestation becomes a little like a discipline. You have to know when to say enough is enough. And this doesn't just go for the content that you're consuming. This also goes with the people that you surround yourself, the conversations that you're having with those people, whether or not those people respect you. Mental diet is simply removing anything or limiting anything that limits you. So obviously there are going to be people who are strongly set in their beliefs. They have a killer self-concept. They may find that they can go on social media and interact with people or content that may be triggering for their manifestation practice, but they handle those interactions better than somebody who is not solid within their beliefs, someone who wavers constantly, or who still doesn't actually think they're capable of creating the experiences they want to have. Those people are going to be thrashed around by external circumstance, by the people in their life, by external stimuli. So the mental diet is essentially the moderation of anything that could potentially take your focus off the end goal. Now, the more evidence that you see of manifestation working in your life, when you start to solidify your beliefs and you start to see them cementing into 3D experience, the more confidence you build in your creation ability, and then the less you have to moderate. So if you're constantly becoming triggered by things in your external reality and you're allowing those things to thrash your beliefs around, then maybe take a break and focus on self-regulating and then come back to it. This comes with building your self-concept. And I've talked about self-concept numerous times on this channel. I've also talked about it on Moses' channel as well. But self-concept is a foundational aspect to what makes a person successful with manifestation. It's arguably the most foundational aspect to manifestation success, whether or not a person believes in manifestation to begin with. Statistically speaking, confident people are more likely to get what they want in life, but self-concept doesn't just have to do with confidence. It has to do with full-blown belief in your ability to get what you want. The self-concept is really what lays the groundwork for inner certainty, and you can refine your self-concept by using affirmations. I think affirmations are the most effective tool personally because you don't necessarily have to believe the statement, you just have to repeat it. Eventually, with enough time and persistence, it will cement into fact. And if you're having a hard time creating a specific desired experience, start off with affirming that you believe that you can create specific desired experiences. If you're running into obstacles with your desires, then you need to take a step back, hone your self-concept first, and then return to the specifics. Another thing is to discipline your imagination. I want to preface and say that nobody is uncreative, because I've heard so many people say this about themselves, and to that I say, you just haven't found your outlet yet. One easy way to stimulate this creative muscle within oneself is to simply pause and observe the moment that you're in. Take in the aesthetic of your environment, even if it's bags of chips and empty soda cans on the floor. Really pay attention to the finer details of your momentary experience right now. The way the sunlight shines through your window, or the sensation of water droplets streaming down your face. These are all just hypotheticals, but you get the point. You really want to create a habit of observation. Pay attention to the things that people wear. Pay attention to the flavors in the food that you eat. Immerse yourself into your life experience, no matter how boring or mundane it may seem to you. The more you pay attention to the finer details in life, it will be easier to create desired experiences in your mind. You've got to some degree romanticize your life. Become your own kind of artist. Find the things that inspire you and cling to them for dear life. Throw yourself into your creative pursuits often. Stop making excuses like, I don't have time. If you have time to sit and doom scroll through YouTube, you have the time to spend creating. We all have the same 24 hours. Make a habit of building your mind and never stop creating. Even if it's for something minuscule like 10 minutes a day, or once a week, or hell, once a month. Just create a habit out of it. Don't allow yourself to make excuses. If you have time to sit here watching this video, then you have time. If you have time to get on Facebook and scroll through others' dirty laundry, you have time. You have to want to do the uncomfortable. You have to get up out of your old habits and create new patterns of thought and experience in order to create desired results. And that takes me into my next point, which has to do with taking action. This is also misunderstood within the community. So I first want to state that taking action does not equate to forcing a desired outcome. But what's the difference between the two? Because a lot of creators will recommend forcing your desired outcome under the guise of taking action. But action is when you take the steps to improve your mindset, like developing a self-concept, deprogramming disbelief, establishing a routine of doing things that are enjoyable and constructive, like investing into your personal growth, confidently saying yes to opportunities that arise with the full knowing that they are taking you to your fully realized manifestation, without wondering whether or not you're doing the right thing, letting go of the need to change people and circumstances, embracing full knowing that change is the only constant and that your desired outcome is imminent. Forcing involves intentionally trying to manipulate 3D circumstance in a state of total desperation because it might make your desire manifest, which ultimately just creates a feedback loop of you trying to manifest with no real success. And this leaves you feeling burnt out, and it reinforces negative beliefs about yourself and your manifestation ability. Examples of forcing the 3D are changing things about yourself or being inauthentic to get someone to like you, doing things like constantly stalking someone or revolving your entire existence around someone, feeling as though you need something or someone outside of you to get what you want, lying or manipulating to either make others think you have something that you don't yet have, or to make your desired person be in a relationship with you. More extreme examples of this are using aggression or violence to get what you want. When you have a truly developed sense of willpower, desired people, experiences, and opportunities will all magnetize to you in a seemingly effortless way. You won't have to push, you won't have to force. If something is meant for you, there is a flow to the unfolding of events leading up to that goal. Now, if you're experiencing resistance, then you need to take a step back and stop trying to manifest, okay? Put your focus on bringing yourself into the present moment and self-regulating. And then get back to it when you feel more regulated. Resistance can also arise when a person is attached to a singular outcome, saying things like, it needs to happen in this hyper-specific way, and not leaving any wiggle room. That can put a lot of strain on the unfolding of your manifestation. You need to accept and become comfortable with the idea that you don't have it all figured out. None of us do. There are better ways in which your manifestation can unfold. Just take a deep breath and embrace the feeling of confidence and trust that your desired outcomes will magnetize themselves to you in a desired way, and you don't even have to think about it. It's gonna happen regardless of whether or not you worry about it. So what's the point? You're gonna look back on this moment and be like, why was I worried? Why did I waste energy worrying about something that was already gonna happen for me? Okay? So that's really the gist of this whole video. Feel free to go around again, watch it a second time, watch it a third time, maybe even grab a notebook and jot down some notes of the points that we talked about, because I know it's a lot. We talked about a lot today. But ultimately, every other piece of content that you watch related to manifestation is going to just be a regurgitation of everything we said here. So if you need somebody to break it down differently for you, that's totally fine. You know, we all have our different methods of expression that resonate with different people. So if there's things that I mentioned in this video that are still not clicking, maybe you just need a different language of expression to help you get it. But there's nothing I left out here. Everything that you need to know on how to be a successful manifester is in this video. Thank you so much for tuning in and connecting with me today. I missed you guys so much. I know that I've taken a long break from YouTube, a much needed break, I will add, because I just was feeling very burnt out and I needed some time to go within and reflect and focus on myself. But I'm happy to be back. I finally got some nice tools for my content creation, like this pretty pink backdrop here. You know, we love the color pink here at Madame Devoe, so everything will be pink. It's Barbie up in here. We're Manifestation Barbie. If you're interested in a personal subliminal or one-on-one coaching, check out my website down below, madamedevoe.com. You can also get my book on Amazon, The Big Book of Affirmations. All of that will be in the description box below. Thank you so much again for tuning in. I'm so endlessly grateful for every single one of you. Thank you so much for connecting with me today. Bye-bye.